So I just love when my personal life and my professional life collide. Like they just come together like a wrecking ball, okay? So in this video, I'm going to talk about the difference between a statement of work and a contract. And so my friend, she pretty much had a vendor that was supposed to provide her a service, right? And the vendor gave her what they both believed were a contract, right? And then unfortunately, things didn't end up the way that it was supposed to end up. And of course, as the business savvy friend, she hits me up and she's like, here's my contract. I look at it and I'm like, baby girl, this is not a contract. And that's why we have this video today, to educate the masses. So the alleged contract that she has pretty much says, so here is the services I'm going to provide you. It's going to be this, this, and this, i.e. the deliverables, right? And then it says the cost for each of those, the total cost. It also provided like a payment structure, like, okay, so there's going to be this deposit, and then there's going to be this the balance that is due at such and such date. And then that's pretty much it. There's no signatures from both parties. There's no, hey, let's make sure we agree. It's just kind of an overview of what this project entails. That is a statement of work. That is a statement of work, okay? A statement of work is like the roadmap, right? So here's the plan. Here's what, we're trying to do. We want to get this. These are the deliverables. These are the must-haves. This is the cost and all that stuff. This is the expected deadlines and stuff like that. A contract, though. Contract is now the legally binding aspect of this project. So now that we've agreed on the work, now let's get the contract. The contract is now going to include other elements such as, okay, what happens if you don't deliver the service on time or within budget? If you go over the timeline, it has details of like what, like let's say now we got to take this to arbitration or, court or whatever the case is. It outlines all of that type of stuff. That's why like contracts have so much language in there. And that's why people be going back and forth with contracts, because they want to make sure like, nah, I need a clause that says if you guys don't finish at the deadline that you gave, that you are going to eat up whatever costs are associated with you finishing up. Like those things happen, right? And so depending on where you are as a project manager, as far as like where you are, like what company you're in, you are working with legal to get the contract together. You are working with your teams to understand that statement of work. And I have never seen, and it's possible, but I have never seen a statement of work and a contract. A statement of work signed as a contract. I've never seen that. I've always seen them as separate entities, like separate documents. And so now my friend is kind of faced with the situation of trying to figure out, okay, like, well, what is it that I should do? I'm not in the business of telling people what to do unless you paid me to do that. So, I just kind of told her options of like, hey, this is kind of like what you're faced with. And so do as you see fit. But I felt like I needed to come share that because the vendor didn't even know that what they gave the person was a statement of work, right? And I this is the reason why I started the video saying I like when my worlds collide, because I like being able to kind of learn from the corporate space and then kind of bringing it back down to like the neighborhood, bringing it back to everybody, which is why I do consultations, which is why I share free game online, because the information doesn't stop at work, right? It's applicable everywhere possible. So hopefully they're able to get a resolution, and hopefully you learned something new today. All right, adios.